Hey folks, welcome to another unboxing here. I've got the Honor 8X. I've been waiting for this one for a while. Obviously, it's taken a little bit of time to get my hands on this device. It's really weird how they launched this device. They had an event in New York where they only really invited lifestyle bloggers, and then some of the people got devices, others didn't. Those of us who didn't had to wait for quite a while to get it. Turns out this is a European device. Not a US device, so that complicated things a little more. But anyway, I've got one here, so let's unbox it real quick. I'm doing this live, trying the actual YouTube Live official video instead of Emoz, which is the app I've been using on iPhone for this. I'm actually using my Pixel 3 XL for this right now, so let's see how it goes. Let's have a look. This phone is a successor to the 7X, which was one of the best phones for the bang for the buck last year. Let's see. All right, here we go. Dun 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 dun. Boom. There's nothing here. In fact, I should probably show you what's in the back real quick. There's really nothing much to talk about here. There's just some logos down here. That's it. So here's the phone, and then you've got a little divider action here going on, and there's nothing here, no manual, no case, which is unusual because most Honor phones come with a case. Note that this says not for sale on the box. So it's a 4 gig of RAM, 64 gigabyte model in black, but this is obviously a review unit, but not all review units I get are pre-production. This not for sale tells me this is probably pre-production. The fact that it's also missing the manuals from this box and what is usually included with Honor and Huawei phones is a translucent TPU case. So the fact that that isn't in here tells me that this either has been opened before or is a pre-production device. So the rest of the box is pretty straightforward. You get a European, as I said, this is only sold in Europe right now as far as I know, maybe in Asia as well, but Type A fast charger. This is their supercharged technology that Huawei and Honor use on their phones. It's, I believe this could be the cheaper 15 watt or so charger. And then there is a USB charger. Now this phone still has micro USB, which I think is really disappointing. We've been asking them now for 3 generations since the 6X to make the Honor numbered X model, the mid-range, affordable mid-range phone, USB Type-C device, and they insist on putting micro USB on these phones, which is also why this charger is probably just a bare bones charger. It doesn't support their super fast charging, which you see on devices like the Honor Play or the Honor 10. But nonetheless, it doesn't mean this is a phone that should disappoint. Again, the numbered X series phones, the 5, 6, 7, and now 8X have always been really great phones. There's nothing else in the box. So let's move on to the phone, shall we? It's right here. It's in a little plastic baggie. Here's the top, and here's the bottom. Here's the back. As you can see, there's an IMEI here and a sticker on here. So this might have been used, but at least it hasn't, the sticker hasn't been removed. So let's peel the sticker off, shall we? You ready? Here we go. That's not making any noise. I was hoping for a nice little peeling noise because you guys love that when I do it. So interesting that you can see me in the reflection. Interesting that this has the same layout as the P20 Pro, basically a landscape layout with the Honor logo here, AI camera, dual camera system, flash, and fingerprint reader. Very much like the P20 Pro, other than the fingerprint reader, which was on the front on that phone. Interesting choice. You can't really see it very well, but there is a band that's a different color on this side. Let me see if I can show you. You can see, maybe see it here a little better. This little 1/3 top of the phone is actually slightly different shade of black on the glass than the other. So it's hard to tell because of the mirrored finish here, but there is an interesting difference. You see it a lot more on the colored phones. There is a blue one as well. So let's start it up and have a look at the display, and then we'll go through the specs. And there you go. You see this is definitely pre-production firmware. It doesn't display this on retail units. Let's have a look at the display and everything else. And yeah, this is pretty exciting. I think think it's going to be a pretty awesome mid-range phone. I don't have the specs off the top of my head here, but I assume they're improving on the 7X with a mid-range Kirin chip of some sort. And as we know, 4 gigs of RAM and 64 gigs of storage. So as you can see, there's a very small chin at the bottom. This looks to me like an IPS panel. It's got a notch at the top, front-facing camera, earpiece, similar to other designs that Huawei has used and Honor have used with the little round earpiece in the middle. And then probably a notification light in there. This is a 6.5-inch 1080p display. I do know that much. Don't have the camera specs off the top of my head, but I expect them to be pretty basic. The second camera here looks like just a 2 or 5 megapixel fixed focus lens, and then we probably have a 16 or something like that here with what I'm expecting to be an f over 2.0 or so, f-stop. So nothing to scream about. Remember, this is a phone that's going to retail for about $200 to $250. But it's this year, the big improvements over last year's is the bigger screen with a notch. Last year was an 18:9 with a bezel on top, bezel on bottom, but it was a pretty kind of widescreen design. This year you're getting more screen for your money. You're getting a notch, which is good or bad, but in this case gives you a bigger screen, and you're getting a glass sandwich, which is the first for an Honor numbered X phone, and still unfortunately micro USB, not USB Type-C. On the plus side, you still have a headphone jack on this phone, which is good news. So let's walk around it quickly. You got the earpiece, sorry, the speaker down here, micro USB, primary mic, and headphone jack. That's on the bottom. On the left hand side here, sorry, this would be the right hand side, you've got the power lock key, which doesn't distinguish from the volume rocker in any way, no ridges or anything. And you've got nothing much on the top really. I expect there'd be a secondary mic somewhere. There it is, secondary mic. And then we've got the SIM tray, I presume, on the left side. And that's what you typically lay out on most modern phones these days. So I'm assuming this is a dual SIM where one of the SIMs can be a micro SD. That's typically what Huawei's done with, and Honor's done with these phones. So there you go. This is the Honor 8X, a nice welcome upgrade to the 7X. I don't know the best battery capacity. Expect it's around somewhere between 3,000 and 3,500. Again, I didn't look this up. I should have, sorry. But I was kind of excited to try this new YouTube app on my Pixel 3. So that's what you get. You get a very quick a Honor 8X unboxing with a quick look at what the device looks like. And I'll tell you more in the podcast. As you know, I don't do these videos just for fun. I mean, they're, for fun, obviously, somewhat, but mostly I want to do these videos so you can see the devices I discuss on the podcast. mobiletechpodcast.com is where the podcast lives. So subscribe to the channel, like the video, do all that good stuff, tell your friends, but mostly subscribe to the podcast at mobiletechpodcast.com. I'm also on Google Podcasts, and Apple Podcasts, Pocket Cast, Overcast, Stitcher, Slacker, TuneIn Radio. So check it out. We discuss a bunch of devices with other tech reporters. I've been covering mobile for over a decade now, 2004. So worked at Engadget for a while. So there's nothing new for me. I've been doing this for a while. Check out the podcast. I think you'll like it. And stay tuned for more videos, live or not, mostly unboxing, some hands-ons. Cheers, everybody.